want to make. So those are kind of the disclaimers. But like we said, they did the podcast yesterday and they talked a lot about 12.11, and we're not going to go into all the the exact things and all the nitty gritty details. But as a really quick overview, in 12.11 we're getting the factory expansion with the new boss. We're getting the first iteration of Scav Karma. We're getting the weapon malfunctions and kind of some additional testing around that, and we're kind of reworking some of the optics that are happening. The wipe is currently not planned. It's kind of a confusing area because they were talking about it in two separate, areas where they said that he wants 12.11 out. I think he said he wants 12.11 out in early June, the first 2 weeks of June, that they're going to cut off, adding new features sometime in May, then they start testing, and hopefully early June. And then when asked about a wipe, he said it's not.
What's my dream world? Cool, iconic, marshmallows.
Not even on their radar, not in the coming weeks or months. So I think it's really safe to assume that unless 12.11 gets pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed for like an additional month or two, I think it's really safe to assume no wipe in 12.11. And a lot of people are up in arms about that. And I totally understand the frustration and the desire for a wipe. I love wipes. I love the early game. I love having something to do in Tarkov. But we have to remember why wipes happen. And they happen for testing purposes, not for boredom purposes. When mechanics come into the game that need to be tested and they need to see X, Y, or Z under the hood, what's going on, then they'll wipe the game. A lot of people love to talk to me like they work it out in the game, saying that they wipe because the streamers are bored or they wipe because the community's bored, and that's just really not it. And I think a good perspective, we were talking about this on stream the other day, is as best as I can tell, we are still about 75 days away from this being the longest wipe. Like the longest wipe that's ever happened was at this point 75 days longer than where we are right now. But it doesn't feel like that, right? It feels like this wipe has lasted forever. It feels like we've got to be only like a week or two away from this being the longest wipe ever. And if you ask yourself why that is, I think we can convince ourselves that wiping with 12.11 probably isn't a good idea. The 12.9 wipe that came over Christmas had the Woods expansion, so a map expansion. It had the attachments rework, where they were going to do a big rework of the attachments and change the stats. And it had a bunch of new guns. We had the MCX, we had the Vector, and we had the Mark 18. And then, of course, some small things under the hood and a supplementary patch. Steam Audio came back and stuff like that. And people got bored with that really quickly. That stuff did not last. That's why it feels like this wipe has lasted really long, because everybody got through the quests and it was like, well, what's different? Woods isn't my favorite map, or I don't like the expansion, or I like the expansion, but I want to play other maps. I don't really like the new guns, or I kind of use them sometimes. And the attachments, nothing really changed because just like a different meta spawned in like 24 hours after the patch. Well, when you stack that up against what this wipe is, or what 12.11 is, map expansion, attachments reworked with the optics, and new guns. We're getting the Scar Elf. It's great. The weapon malfunction thing will be really interesting. I'll give you that. And the Scav Karma thing is so separate from needing to wipe your PMC because it's Scav Karma. We can start from scratch here, you know what I mean, this far into a wipe. So when you kind of line it up, there's nothing that would make another wipe last longer. We would get all excited for the wipe. A few weeks in, we'd be frustrated that some people already have Kappa and have endgame gear, like we are every wipe. And then the newness of the wipe would wear off, and we would be super frustrated, exactly like we are now. So I totally understand the desire for a wipe and wanting that and wanting to play the game. A lot of us feel like that early wipe is like the game that this game is supposed to be. But taking a break from the game is probably a better answer than spamming wipes in chats and trying to get the game to wipe when it doesn't need to wipe. Because then you can enjoy another game and have fun and play another game while this game is going through what it needs to go through, which is just iterations and patches and changes. So I think that's just a unique perspective on, if we just wipe for the sake of wiping, sooner and sooner and sooner each time we'll get less satisfied with them because nothing changes. Now that's kind of a perfect segue into just a broader state of the game where I really understand the frustrations. And I'm frustrated and sad. I'm sad that the two biggest features I was looking for in 12.11 got pushed back, which was the Unity 2019 upgrade and the inertia. At one point, both of those things were kind of supposed to come in 12.11, and now we know that they're both pushed a little bit. They might be in 12.11.x or 12.12. We don't know yet. And I think that's what the have around networking and audio stuff, which is going to help. We talk about this a lot on the podcast, that those are the big three. Those are the big three that without any guns, any new maps, the big three things that actually plague the game that really you have a hard time building on top of is networking, the audio, and the movement. And 1211 was originally supposed to, at least in some way, shape, or form, address all of those things with the Unity upgrade and inertia, and those things got pushed. Now, I know Nikita has talked a lot about like wanting this avalanche effect, that if we can get some of these underlying systems done, then hopefully the content will be able to be pushed out much quickly, which means it's understandable that those underlying systems are hard to nail down, and that's why they can get pushed back. Um, and I also don't claim to know how those systems can be designed better, and I don't think any of you do as well. Some of these things aren't just, well, just hire more people and throw more bodies at it. Sometimes less cooks in the kitchen and more just masterful people doing their job is helpful. So I think it's in a weird spot where a lot of the patches have felt pretty empty recently because it's the type of content that can get stale quickly with guns or expansions or new armors or small things, and we're all kind of waiting for the next big push in the right direction. Like cool new maps are always a big deal because then that's a lot of different type of gameplay you can get used to. And I think a lot of these things, like the more vision-based things, like inertia coming in, there's talks of VoIP, there's talks of, network updates, and a lot of these things that are really going to help tighten up the core mechanics of the game and then push the game more towards where it's supposed to be. And I think what's happened over the past few months is that I have just realized that I just need to kind of let go. We just kind of let them do their thing. I was watching Clean the other day, and he said it best, where it's just like, I want BSG to make the game that they want to make. I want Battlestate Games to just make the game that they have the vision for, and that's it. And as much as open discussion and dialogue and stuff like that is really good, and a lot of streamers like to talk about it, and people like to talk about it in YouTube comments and on all over the place. At the end of the day, at least for me, I'm kind of just pulling back and just saying, all we can do is trust that they're working as hard as they can and wait for these things to come in. And it's always good to theory craft and talk about ideas. We do that on the podcast all the time. But we just, I'm reminded all the time that I'm not a video game designer. I don't know how these things function. I don't know how to do these things better. I don't know if it's because they're dragging their feet or if it's, external forces that push these things back. But all we can really do is wait. And a really important perspective to keep while we wait is that the game that we're playing now is so far away from the final version of the game, and that there are fundamental core mechanics of the game that aren't in it yet. And the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of times while we theory craft, especially when it's out of these frustrations, we say things like, well, why don't they fix the economy? Why don't they fix the servers? Why don't they just remove the flea market? Why don't they do this? This price is so crazy this. We just have to remember that we want this game to come out as soon as possible. And a lot of times what we indirectly do is we ask for more work, which would actually push the game farther back. We say, we'll fix the economy, and they might be thinking, well, this this map and this physicalized vendor and this thing, and if we do open world or whatever, these are going to completely change the economy. So if we take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of man hours balancing out the economy as it stands right now, then we're pushing back the work of finalizing those other things. And when those other things come into the game, it makes all of that work we just did completely irrelevant because the economy is completely changing again. So I'm not saying you need to like overworld or this or like this or that, but without being behind the curtain every single thing that's going on, we really can't just kind of show up and say, why don't they fix this? Why don't they balance that? Because we may be indirectly asking for more work because a mechanic that's coming way, way later could address that, and then we can avoid the work having to be done around that. And that is a result of how they chose to give us this game. Instead of a vertical slice where they gave us one map with every mechanic in the entire game functioning properly, they gave us a few maps and there's rolling features. They keep adding features. They keep adding features. And I totally understand that. That can feel unfair because we're like, well, how could we think outside of the perspective of what we have? And that's fair, that's justified. Just don't take that to the extreme and then pretend like we know how to fix the game, or pretend that Battlestate Games isn't doing the right thing because they're not fixing a thing that we want them to fix. They probably are doing it, just in a different way because they're creating something that's going to change that down the line. Nice Guy did an amazing video that talks about this subject, and I'll link that down below. That's another perspective to keep while we wait. So there isn't like there's some grand point to this video. I'm not pointing to any one specific in the community. These are just thoughts as somebody who has been really, really excited throughout this year and a little bit, frustrated and sad with some of the news that we got. Trying to empathize with Nikita, understanding that there are a lot of external forces and, COVID and all that, I'm sure a huge damper on all the work they were trying to do last year. And I also completely understand some of the frustrations about what's being said versus what we get delivered, or what's being said versus what we think is possible. And I can empathize with the fact that Nikita has said that he really struggles with not wanting to overpromise and underdeliver, but at the same time he gets these questions over and over and over again. He wants to give us something, so I can identify with that and I can understand that. But then on the flip side, things like the music we have, like we talked about, they want Lighthouse out this summer, but there's still gray boxes, which, as far as I can tell, they haven't even finalized that in where do we want this dome? And I don't see how.
Yo, Bun.
Yo, what's good, man?
Drinking, mate.
Oi.
Had to go out the fucking this thing called a fucking bottomless lunch or something. Pay $80 each, and it's 3 or 4 hours of unlimited alcoholic drinks and fucking food.
But yeah.
So we're about to, I think it's 15 minutes, and we're catching the train and getting fucked up.
Chin. Fucking almost killed this fully geared kind of labs, like proper fully geared. Cum's gone around just killing everyone. And then fucking he came for me. He made my arm red, like he was like it was like going like that, man. And then I
And you rushed him.
reloaded my gun. No, I reloaded my gun, and then my gun just stayed up in the air, and I couldn't do anything. And I was like,
Oh, bro, do you know
couldn't
what to
even
do
drop
there?
my gun. Nah, I
You
couldn't even drop my gun.
smash tab, just keep fucking hitting it, and then all of a sudden your gun comes down, or like your inventory comes up and it resets your gun. I've had that happen like 3-4 times.
Cheers, man. Yeah, because that's happened to me a few times, like, and like
Bruh.
I've killed cunts, and I'm just sitting there above their body. I can't use meds, can't use anything. It's like, lol.
Dude, the exact same thing. The first time it ever happened to me, I ended up just leaving the raid, just fucking like killed myself, like fuck it, like you fucking piece of shit. Then I saw someone mention that online, and then I tried it, and it worked every time since.
Fuck yeah. Well, that would have saved me, man. Cause fuck, he was big Alton, bro. Like the big fuck. He was fucking geared, man. The biggest backpack I've ever seen. This kind of
Yeah.
like the backpack was like double a human kind. I was like, what the fuck. Like, it looks so wide compared to a tack backpack. It's so much taller. I was like, this cunt's
Yeah.
fuck. I literally lit him, bro. He made my arm little red. And I had my, like, shitty M4, bro. I was, like, leaning in the corner, waited the whole time. He just fucking stepped. And then I, like, was walking over, like, creeping over, so it doesn't fuck your, like, accuracy when you're, like, doing the slow movement. I was just like, I hold the rest of the trigger, fucking reload, fucking kept walking, and the gun stayed in the air. I was like, oh god, back up, fucking tab, boom, exit task manager, because he had ages to heal up, so I thought I had enough time. Took not even fucking 2 minutes for me to close the whole game, load back in, and I said I was like, as soon as like the game came up, it was like back main menu. I was like, wow, character heavy wounded.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. That fucking sucks, eh?
But yeah, cheers, this time, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
happened to me twice now. First
Fuck,
time
it's
I
happened to
killed
me like
the cunt.
4 or 5 times, dude.
It's like
It's fucking
fully
irritating.
fucking weird. And then like, yeah, it's like because we both went at each other, my gun, like I thought the gun cocked up. Because like after I reloaded, because I went that close to him, I thought the gun went up and stayed up. You know what I mean? Like, and I thought it
Yeah.
just bugged like that, and I was like, oh fuck, man.
Now, normally it happens when I'm in. I think it's happened once or twice when I've been reloading, but normally it's when I've come out of looting and it just stays up in the air like you're looting still, because you know how it does that animation when you loot a body.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, it's never done it to me. Oh, come, that's a player. And he's dead. Oh, feels bad.